Welcome to the True Colours podcast, where we share our views on life, relationships, and culture, exploring big questions and providing simple answers to them, with your hosts, Jay Claire and Sally Olver. True Colours podcast is on. Welcome to episode number 5. Sally, how you doing?
5's alive, Jason. I'm doing good. 5 is alive.
I mean, we only got 4 more till we hit the, no one makes past void.
People get to 8 and go, nah, I'm done.
I'm done. I've put in at least 16 hours of my life into this. I cannot no longer add any further to it.
Well, in this ADHD climate, people get bored very easily, mate.
This is true.
Let's move on.
So episode number 5, what are we talking about?
Well, big topic, Jay. We're going to be talking about social media today. And we're going to talk about, we've sort of narrowed it down to a few questions that perplex us personally. I think there's so much more. It's such a broad topic. It's a massive topic, and you just can't take it all on in 35 minutes. But we can talk about our feelings about some of the implications and some of the topics that come out of social media, some of the controversy.
And just a disclaimer as well that I work in digital marketing, so it's well and truly part of what I do on a daily basis.
I told you, listeners, behind the scenes info here. Isn't that spicy? I told Jason before we were recording, I said, you are so much more qualified to discuss this than what I am.
Everyone's qualified. And that's why it's social.
I think you were humbled by my comment.
I've heard that being used so many times this week, by the way.
Humble. Oh, maybe it's like, when you're looking for a car, a specific car, and then you see the car everywhere. Maybe we've made too much out of the word humble.
There's a theory that's called something when you're made aware of something, you start seeing. Yes. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but I am going to quickly search that. So tell us more about what are we going to be discussing?
So we've got three main topics, 3 main discussion points here that we're going to talk about, and we are just going to riff it out and see if we can change the big problems of the world, Jay.
That's what we do.
30 to 40 minutes. We
delve into the important topics of the world. We basically Margaret and David of
topics.
World problems. Yeah.
2019 hot topics. On
a side note, that thing that I was talking about where you're told about something and then you notice it everywhere.
Yeah.
It's called the Baader-Meinhof phenomenon.
Gosh. The Baader-Meinhof
phenomenon.
All I'm thinking of now is Baywatch. I've gone on a complete
How did ANZ choose to use the Hoff as their current poster boy? It's just weird.
Well, he has a following, which is a great segue into our first question.
Yes, go. Let's do it.
He has a following. Actually, that might be good for our question 2. So question number 1, dear friend, we're just going to go and hit it with a big social media, good or bad? Discuss.
Good or bad? I believe it is a
question.
Spectrum.
Oh! Fence sitting.
No, it's not fence sitting. I just think it's bad in some cases and it's good in some. So social media. Yeah, well, like I would say, so for example, if something horrible happened to someone and they wanted to raise awareness for, I don't know, they had some weird kind of cancer and couldn't afford it. And I was like, oh, I need help with this. And then,
Yeah.
social awareness campaigns, they only become viral now because of social media. So I would say that's a good example of social media working for good. I would say bad is pictures of food.
Mate, I saw many a burger and steak
Actually,
on your trip to the States, all right? So we've all been there. We've all done it.
We all do it. Yes, exactly. Actually, I shouldn't say that's not the bad. I lie. That's the middle, actually.
Oh, that's the middle of the spectrum.
Yeah, middle. The bad is first world problem complaining. I'm like, shut up.
I can be guilty of that.
Yeah, who are you talking to?
Yeah, I don't know. And this is what we need to discover today, because I think I was...
It's like a social media confessional.
To nobody.
No.
To people that
Dear
scroll...
world, today someone put pineapple on my pizza.
Hey, that is post-worthy, because pineapple does not belong on pizza.
All right. I think as part of this little experiment, do you want to, so you add to, what's your good or bad? Like,
okay. I think it's clever of you to say social media good or bad. I mean that it's a continuum. Yeah. You can't really just label it good or bad. And it's a really, really good point that you raise about, if there's some sort of awareness or something, like it's a really good way in this era, it's a really good way to get some really far outreach quickly. That can be used for some really positive outcomes. I agree with that. I don't know. I'm a bit anti at the moment, dude. I'm a bit anti. Like, do you get these? Because so social media now has been around what, 12 years? We're going on about 12 years.
Hang on. Good or bad? I met my wife on social media.
Oh, okay, so it can be, yeah. All right. Well, that's good. Hence the spectrum.
Yes, that's right.
Spectrum. Yeah. So, okay. So social media has been around for about, call it 12 years. So more than a decade.
And did MySpace start? 2003.
2003? Stop it. Okay, but when did it become?
Facebook was what made it. Facebook started in what year? It became launched in 2004, but it probably got big in 2006, 2007.
Yeah. I'm thinking around that time. So I don't know about you, but I have certainly gone through peaks and troughs in that time span, where there've been times where I've just been like addicted, literally, like 85 posts a day of, I don't know, my toenails that just got done. And then I go through seasons like now where I'm just like, it's annoying me. My friends don't annoy me.
What is annoying you?
Okay, so I think it's at the moment, maybe it's the headspace that I'm in at the moment, or maybe I'm growing out of it. I don't know. We're yet to see how that plays out. But I just feel so overwhelmed by it at the moment. I feel like it's one more thing that I have to think about. I've got 3 kids, 2 of them are on the spectrum, one's 5. Like, I'm a full-time carer for my 2 autistic boys. And then there's just life and everything that's involved in that. And it's just busy and it's full. And I'm like, you get to that point where you just sort of go, oh, what can go? Because I'm just my head's just full, but it's full all the time. Like I think we're designed to be able to handle seasons or moments, maybe when you're at work, or maybe like when you first have a baby and it's really high stress time, to be able to deal with that well, right? But when your head is full all the time, the brain and the nervous system isn't designed to carry that all the time. So you sort of go, oh, what do I not need? I think the first thing for me that went was television. I was like, this is just garbage. Really, television is just garbage, except for the ABC. ABC Kids, great.
Oh, ABC Kids, yeah. The biggest time waster of all.
Oh, it's great. But just, I'm talking television for our age bracket, I'm out. I'm done. Like I just end up watching, the only thing I'd watch would be reruns of stuff that I've seen a million times anyway. So television was the first thing to go. Then you go, oh, all right, what's next? I'm still feeling full. I'm still feeling overwhelmed. What is it? What changes do I need to make? And you go, oh my goodness. Just recently, or maybe it's not so recent, but within the last 6 months or something, like my phone started displaying the amount of time I was on social media.
Really?
I'm like, this is not good.
You've touched your... Yeah, there's like that thing of how many times people touch their phone.
I'm telling you, I was not, in that however many hours, I was not researching the big issues. Okay. I was checking out what so-and-so was wearing on the red carpet.
I was wearing the brown red carpet.
And then you look at it and you go, oh, that's not good.
Yeah, well,
I don't know if it's bad, but it's definitely not good. So for me, I needed to make a change. And the more I made a change, sorry to cut you off, mate. The more I made a change, the more I realized how much of a time waster it is. I think, I love it for this. When I moved over here to Perth 6 years ago, it was great. It was really good way to keep in like that connection, for lack of a better term. We'll just use that term at the moment, to keep connected to everyone.
So it was like that when we're talking about friendship, and how I was just saying that you kind of feel like you're still keeping up with the Joneses just because you see what's happening in people's lives.
Yeah, it's that illusion of, oh, I'm still there. Yeah. But then you sort of realize, no, you're not.
Yeah, I've never met their child in person.
And you're like, yeah, like someone's had a kid. I mean, this is me in my social media, like heyday, the glory days of my social media. Someone would have had a kid, and I'm writing comments to the kid going, hey, gorgeous, love you. It's like, it's a baby and it doesn't read. So what are you doing? I've done that many times, many, many, many times, and I'm not the only one. So, I mean, if you're good with that, that's okay. Like we always say, I think we always comment, like, if you feel good with that and you're okay, awesome. We are okay with you. But if you're in a place where I am at the moment, where you start going, I'm feeling icky. I don't feel good. I don't come away. Okay, here we go. I only want things in my life that I come away from feeling enriched and uplifted. If I don't feel like that, then it's got to go.
Yeah.
Unless it's something legal. Unless I go to prison for it.
Well, it's this whole dynamic, I think, sort of revolves around what technologies have kind of changed in our time. And, you know, with the advent of mobile phone technology, a mobile phone that we never use for phone calling, funny enough.
Irony. The irony.
It's been the catalyst for the power of social media. I mean, I was just looking up there and like, have a guess, just to have a guess, on average, how many times a person on average touches their phone in a day?
Over 1,000.
2,617. What? That's a lot of touches.
Well,
that's like scrolling.
Just to be fair, yeah, you got a few texts in there, so. But yeah, no, that's a lot, and I think that is testament to the fact that we use our phone for everything. So, when we say, "Oh, so and so's always on their phone," it's like I kind of feel sorry for so and so because everything's on your phone. Like they might be like checking their bank balance actually. So do you know what I mean? Like, or they might be checking the weather, or they might be checking the stocks because everything's on the phone. Like it's you can make that comment. Oh my gosh, Jason's always on his phone, but you like, okay, so there's an app for my kids' schoolwork. So you download the app and the teacher uploads like do you know what I mean? So it could be perceived that I'm constantly on my phone, but the kind of reality is everything is on your phone and you don't have a choice. Yeah. You have to be on your phone.
You do your banking on your phone.
All of it, mate.
I do my emails on my phone.
Yeah, I do my emails on my phone.
I do everything on my phone.
Without even thinking.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if that's really answered our question. Is it good or bad? To be honest with you, in my estimation, I would prefer to be living in a society where less of our life was dependent on a phone. I mean, if the phone is not next to me, Jason, I'm anxious. I do feel anxious. I feel like I need to have it there, just in case it rings, just in case you know what I mean? Bring back the landline.
No, let's not do that.
I would love to sit on a landline. Just
with a cord. Cordless, still cordless.
Yeah, because I'm that modern type of gal. So
what I will say is I think that there's well and truly been a connection between the use of social media and mental health. Like I think that's like a thing. Like for example, you know how, I don't know if you heard recently, I think it was recently, where Instagram removed the visibility of the likes or something because they were saying like people were, I don't know, being affected by whether they were getting liked or not. And I'm like, oh man, like, this is the thing. Like that's what I think people like. There's a whole idea of, you know, the body works on, you know, that feeling of good works on dopamine. So like if you write, so this is what it is like you'll, and I know this for a fact because, and I'll be blatantly honest, is, you know, I got to a stage where I was running a Facebook page where I was doing some advocacy stuff and created a bit of a person. Remember this? And I got up to about 80,000 followers on Facebook.
It's crazy.
I was like, what is going on?
I didn't even know. One of my best mates is like social media famous. I'm like, what? Are ya? It's crack up.
But there would be.
That just goes to show how close we are.
But
like, I'm not dependent on that at all. I was so oblivious. Like our friendship is so much deeper than that. You've got 80,000 followers. I'm like, say what? Have ya? and then to talk about. Yeah.
But the thing is like I remember like exactly like, ooh, what am I going to post now, and what kind of like responses are going to get, and then it's it was like this like cycle of you know, you just kind of get into it. And I'm like, why am I even doing this? Like, it's just weird.
And so you become very attached to that, and that becomes a priority, right? That becomes a priority, which I think is dangerous. And I listened to a TED Talk once that explained that dopamine chemical reaction and what's happening. And what they were saying is dopamine is definitely a huge part of the mental illness trajectory in the social media arena, right? So what it is I put up a post, and it's not even that causes the dopamine. It's so I'm waiting for Jason to like it. I'm waiting for Annie to like it. I'm waiting for Matt to like it. And when you see the likes, that's when you get your hit of dopamine, right? Now, the problem is dopamine is supposed to be something that it's that feel-good chemical, absolutely, but it's supposed to be released in moderation for it to feel good. So if you're hitting your brain with dopamine, that like it's not supposed to come so hard and fast, right? That's where you get to the mental illness is such that because you're not getting that hard and fast all the time, you need more of it. And you can't get more of it. Like that's as hard and fast as you're going to get your dopamine hits, right?
Yeah.
And that goes to any addiction. That's any addiction, not just social media. But that's the correlation between mental illness and social media. It's because people are actually they're waiting with bated breath. Those who are addicted, not all, those who are addicted are waiting for that dopamine hit. And the dopamine hit is dependent on a like. So if you don't get a like, you're not going to get your dopamine hit. Feel me? Yeah. So and that's where the mental illness comes in.
Did you ever think you would ever hear a thing of FOMO?
No.
Fear of missing out.
Yeah, but I relate to it.
Yeah, so like people like this whole idea of social media drives that FOMO. So like you see people, oh, so-and-so's at a festival. Oh, no.
Oh, mate, if I see someone at a festival, I'm like, thank God I'm not there. I'm going to bed at 8:30. No, I don't do festivals anymore. When I did festivals, I did them well. It's done. Now we do Roachford.
Yeah, and that's what I watched Elton John at the Yarra Valley. What was that winery? That was quite good. A day event.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I don't even know why I brought that up. But
because the whole a lot of social media, a lot of that platform is based on FOMO. That is, FOMO drives the livelihood of social media because it plays upon people's egos. Okay, which is so prominent in this society. Everyone's got an inflated ego, way more inflated than what it should be, right? And so if you feel like, if I see something, Jason's at a festival, oh, I wish I was there, right? And then I feel that, I'm like, well, I'm going to put a post up about my porridge, see how he feels about that. Do you know what I mean? And then you've got this ridiculous kind of cyber war, passive-aggressive cyber war.
I'm going to tell you right now, you're losing if you're putting up your pictures of porridge.
I have done. Put a few berries and a couple of nuts and seeds. Looked quite good. Thank you very much.
You put a bit of that chia stuff in there, do you?
A bit of chia, a bit of coconut flake, man. It looked good.
Yeah, it's like the whole idea of when you go on holidays, why are you telling everyone about it? Like, I know I've done it in the past before, but like now I'm just like, why would I waste my time? Like, everyone, this is the view of my holiday.
I just think,
weird.
I think
when you rationalize it,
when you rationalize it, you go, what am I doing that for? And then I think the answer to that is it's a habit. And it's just the way it's just what people do now. And so you don't really, I think 9 times out of 10, people's motivation for posting things are innocent. They're just not thinking it through. It's like, yeah, this is cool, boom, right? But I don't think it's, you know, I don't think there's any malice there. I just think it's mindless versus malice.
It is. I think it is showing off.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. The ego. It's all it's all about ego. All of it. All of
That's
it.
why I
And
like, there's like those people who are on social media. They're there, but they never post anything. I'm like, oh, you guys are good.
I don't understand that.
The creepers.
What are they doing?
I'm just watching everybody.
Yeah, come on, man. Get in the game or get out. Just deactivate, mate. Deactivate. You can't. No.
They're each their own, Sally. However they want to use social media, up to them. Hang on 2 seconds. I just need to get my charger. So yes,
I agree. No, you're right, and I'm sorry if that came across judgy, but I still want to know why they're there. I'll just put it out there, man. I still need an explanation. You're in the game, but you're not in the game. Come on.
Nah. Let them do whatever they want to do. I'm
you're good with the creepers.
I'm a creeper now.
That's why you're so pro-creeper. You would not be pro-creeper. You wouldn't be pro-creeper if you weren't a creeper yourself, man. You would want to know.
I am definitely in the creeping camp.
Creepy crawly.
Yeah.
In the creepy camp.
I'll just when I see something absolutely ridiculous, I'm like, I actually really need to comment right now.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. I really love that. I'm actually a really big fan and really interested to know about your opinion on question 2. I think question 2 is a golden. So my question to you, my friend, is in 2019, can you be successful on a global scale without social media?
Successful. What are you defining as success?
Great question. Break it down. What do you define as success?
Well, you don't need to be on social media to be successful.
Okay. Commercially successful.
Okay. Like an artist or a entertainer or something like that, or a speaker, something.
A speaker, a writer, a small business, a big business. Can you be globally commercially successful? Can you be a player, like a decent player, void of social media in 2019?
I would say because people were doing it before social media existed, so you don't need the void.
My question is in 2019. Can you do it in 2019? Can you be commercially successful on a global scale in 2019? I know, like, people make props to those who did it without social media. They did the hard yards. But can you do that now? Can you achieve the same level of commercial success globally without social media?
Prior to having any success before social media.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
I don't see why not. Like, why would if you've got something amazing, like skill wise, I think people it's not going to be you who ultimately utilizes social media, but if you're an amazing talent, I think social media will feed that machine anyway.
Yes.
Whether or not you have anything to do with it or not. So I think it's a self-perpetuating machine where people will want to find things that are cool, and you don't necessarily have to push the agenda, and people just create that wave for you. So I think yes.
Yeah.
But it's well and truly, you need to have some kind of special talent. Like
you need to be
Whereas I think crappy average talent can get famous now through being clever with digital marketing. I think that's a way of putting it. And to flip it on a head as well is like one of the great examples I think of it recently. It is of someone who was already, they were successful, but not in a mainstream way, but they had well and truly a following. So I think I spoke to you about it the other day. So a band called Tool, who was a band when I was growing up, I was into them, and for a long time, similar to like Prince, who never jumped on socials, never put his music out into the digital sphere. He refused to do it until he died, obviously, and then everyone cashed in on it, bastards. But then, so Tool as a band, they hadn't made an album for, I think it was 12 or 13 years. So 2006, I think, was when they released an album. No social media, not on Spotify, nothing on YouTube.
Yep.
And then they're like, earlier this year, they're like, oh, we're releasing an album, everyone. And everyone's like, oh, this is actually happening, because the ongoing joke was that they're releasing an album this year and it never happened.
Oh,
so
urban myth.
They do it. All they did was like basically launch this social media profile, created a Spotify account, and when they released their album, it was straight to number one. I think knocked Taylor Swift off number one, and everyone, all these like young people,
really?
Were like, what's the Tool? You know.
But
and it just goes to show that they didn't use social media to maintain their following.
Yeah.
But had something new for today, and they adapted straight away when they actually need to use it. And you know, they were like straight away like the number one trending video in YouTube. They were like, they went from 0 to like 5 million listeners on Spotify within like 2 weeks or something.
Yeah, right.
So that's just crazy.
Yeah.
So that's an example of someone being able to maintain their existence without the use of social media. I think it's just amplifying it now. Like it's just amplifying it now. They were once a underground band with a big following. Now people are talking about them. There's this buzz that of people who'd never heard of them before. So now they're actually bigger than they probably ever were.
Mm-hmm. Because there's more reach now.
Yeah, totally.
But my question is, the reality is that wouldn't have happened had they not already had a strong following before.
Yeah, totally. And that's what I was saying.
That would not have happened.
If they were just to come out of nowhere today, would that have happened? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, it happened for them before when it didn't exist, so why wouldn't it happen now?
Well, that's what I'm posing. What I'm posing.
Pre-social media, especially in non-popular music streams or popular entertainment streams, I think the cream of the crop only rose to the top. Oh, look at that.
Jason, are you rapping?
That was so accidental. It was funny.
The cream of the crop, I rise to the top.
Yeah, and then so I think it's only I think there's just so many more like people who are trying to make it in entertaining, writing, acting.
They can cut out the middleman now.
Yeah.
They can just go straight to the source and market themselves.
You can record an album in your home on your MacBook Pro.
Unbelievable.
So, but I don't know. Do you think someone could like?
I agree with what you originally said. I think in this climate, if you were going to be globally successful without a social media presence, you would have to be something pretty special. There would be something that set that talent or business or art apart from everything else, it could not be run of the mill. There's no way. It would have to be something extraordinary. And I think you're right. It would really rely on its followers to carry its promotion.
Yeah.
Which is like you say, that's inevitable. That's going to happen. But my question was, can an entity, be it an artist or a business or a talent, whatever, can an entity enter that big boy space without social media?
Yeah. Well,
I think they'd have to be something pretty wow, like NASA wow. Has NASA got a social media page?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
They even have merch nowadays.
Oh yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, actually my son's got a top. Yeah, so okay, so you're saying yes, it's possible.
Yeah.
I just want someone to do it. I want someone to like
just done.
Okay, talk to me. Who?
The no social media business model. This is her key is establishing trust through friendly personality, delivering an excellent product reliably, building a business that thrives on repeat business with little customer turnover, keeping overhead costs low, earning loyalty by doing the extras. So that's obviously, as a business, that's what you would do in today's world. So it's, if someone was an amazing house painter or something like that, they wouldn't technically wouldn't need a website and do social media, because someone's going to be like, hey man,
operate in a global space.
I mean, globally.
Global. Yeah. That's the key words. Commercially successful in a global space.
Yeah, right.
And that's why I'm saying to you, it would have to be extraordinary.
Well, that's what I think it still would happen, because, like I said, I think if the talent is there, the social media train will get on it. So
it will, but I think we can surmise that it wouldn't be the norm.
Yeah, no, totally. It's well and truly become part of the as they say, the marketing mix on how you promote something. It actually is, in my opinion, is probably the main way now. Like,
for sure. That's why I'm interested, because it is, personally, I can't see how someone would, how they could just go complete underground and then, rise to the top, as to say.
Although I do find it amazing that one of the interesting parts is, even though that a lot of these, like, if I bring it back to music, because that's what I know best, is bands who are like awesome. So there's this band who I discovered probably about 6 weeks ago called the Teske Brothers, and then I found out.
Yep.
I hadn't heard of them. Yeah, I hadn't heard of them before.
Yeah, that was good.
These dudes are playing like 4 sold-out shows at the Forum Theatre. I'm like, huh? Like, how come I haven't, in today's age, how come I've never heard of these guys? And it's the type of music that I like as well.
Yeah.
So there's all those sleepers out there, which is great as well, because without the likes of, and I found out through word of mouth, and it wasn't through social media. It was just someone was like, oh, you're into this music, check out these guys. And I'm like, oh shit, it still exists. Sorry.
Yeah.
And I think you find
I think there's something really cool about that.
Yeah.
The fact that they've got a strong following, but they haven't relied on, the usual, the go-to platforms of today. but they've got 4 sold out shows. That's amazing. That's awesome.
Is it still called Fox FM? I wonder if it's still called Fox FM. Is that
I
what it's still
don't
called?
How would I know?
I don't. But you listen to Fox. You would have been a Fox listener back in the day.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
I was listening to this mad 90s R&B mix yesterday.
Really?
It brought me back to 14 years old. I was like, oh my God, I used to listen to this music. And he's just looking at me like, you're a weirdo.
Oh, what? Didn't she listen
it was
to
like,
it? Oh, she's so much younger. Yeah. I forgot.
Not so much younger, just 5 years. It's not exactly so much.
Well,
we're gonna.
She would have
Have
been
we got? Yeah.
So.
Yeah, when you can't bring it down to that age level because it's just weird.
It's so weird.
Yeah. Is that the end of our questions about social media?
No.
Oh, there's another one.
No. Question number 3.
Yes.
This is sort of a light-hearted one. I like this one. I like this question. So, Jason, are we obliged to like or comment posts from our friends? Are we like obligated? Okay.
You're not. People, that's not how you justify a friendship through social media.
No, it's not.
Oh my! But if someone wrote, which I don't know why they would write that on. I think what would be something that you would have to like at least acknowledge, because technically, not all of your friends' posts do show up in your, like if we're talking about something like Facebook, not all of your friends' posts definitely show up in your timeline. So it's not fair to assume that they've seen it and not written anything on there as well.
Come on,
man.
Because
if you don't understand how social media works, you would assume that everyone's seen it. Oh, so they've had to. Oh, that's what you think. Oh, I understand now.
Yeah.
No, that's not how it works, man.
So how does
not everyone sees every post that you put up.
Well, I haven't put a post up in weeks. Oh no, I did one yesterday. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was it about? Because I haven't seen it.
Haven't you? Did you see and not reply?
What platform?
My little guy on Instagram. My little guy did an art therapy. He was at OT yesterday, and he did an art therapy picture on the chalkboard. It was quite quite vibrant.
I'm on Instagram now, and let me see how long it takes for me to find yours. Bree's knees. I think I've lost a lot of weight.
Who?
Oh, just some random guy on Instagram. Still no Sally.
Okay, so why is there no Sally?
Well, it doesn't show you everyone, man. It chooses who you think you want to see, so it doesn't know that we know each other that well. That's the thing. It's probably because we haven't liked each other's posts or anything. I shouldn't have. No. One day ago.
It's Mrs. Olver.
Olver. Am I friends with Mrs. Olver?
Yes.
Mrs. Mies Olver. Hi, Mrs. Olver. And the chalkboard. Is it chalk?
Mm-hmm. It's 90.
Yeah, I didn't see that. No.
There you go.
So yeah, just so you understand it, not everyone sees all your posts. So
right.
Not everyone's going to have the opportunity to comment on it. So that's, if you're starting from that standpoint already, that you assume that everyone sees it, well, then you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah. So. No. That's not the question. The question is, which you have answered, are we obliged to like or comment? friend's place.
No, we're not. Like,
It
why would you
sounds-
be obliged?
I don't know.
Would you be obliged?
It's like, we're mates. Shouldn't I like acknowledge?
What, you actually have to? I've seen it. That's enough.
Right. Okay.
You think someone actually has to like it to acknowledge? Is that what you're-
That's what I'm asking. I'm asking you. Are we obliged? And if we just scroll past, is that dismissive in some
No, you've seen what's happened.
way? I find it dismissive.
No, there's not. Why is it dismissive? Oh, I've seen it. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Oh, I better like it just in case she knows that I've seen it. Wow.
This is what I want to explore. I want to, yeah.
Because you know what happens is like you get the people who, I'm not going to name names, but
Yeah.
the over posters out there, and I'm like, oh, come on, man, you've already done 5 today. I don't need to see another post.
Been there.
Like,
I've been there.
shut up.
Yeah.
It's just like, no, Facebook is not Dear Diary. It's
Well, apparently it is.
I think some people treat it that way. I actually have this theory that, and seeing as this is, I think people who have, I've got to frame this the right way without offending people. How do you put this?
Low self-esteem.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Low
There's a
self-esteem.
correlate. Yeah.
Overuse social media, like putting stuff out there.
Okay. Or could it be that low self-esteem is actually the symptom of a deeper issue? Feeling lonely, feeling like they don't have anyone close, and so, or anyone close or safe to, generally as human beings, we want to share stuff, right? If you don't have close people around you, I've noticed a pattern. With those. There are a lot of my friends I know. They could be in the creeper category, but they just don't overpost. And I sort of look at their life and I'm like, okay, you've got a big family, you've got stuff, you've got purpose, you've got stuff going on. Like maybe for some people, if that need for connection is satisfied, they don't need to overshare. Like I think sometimes when I see an overshare from someone, I look at it and I go, I look at it and I go, you just want to connect with someone, man. You can kind of hear that in their tone. Like they will put things up that are provocative and triggering, so they will get a response back. That's the motivation, to get a response back, right? And I think it's a deeper issue. I think, I feel for people that aren't conscious of that. They're not conscious of the reason why they're overposting or oversharing. It's because some people just have got big egos, all right? There's a category for that. But then you get people who, maybe don't have a lot of friends or feel a bit left out or want to feel some sense of notoriety. So it's they do that.
Yeah.
I find that. Yeah.
I think that's what the unfollow button's for.
Do you know there are so many people, dude, that I want to unfollow? Jason, you're going to have to give me hot tips after this. I want to unfollow a lot of people, right? You're not one of them.
There's unfriend
but I'm scared.
unfollow.
I'm scared that they'll know that I unfollowed them.
Hang on, there's a new level, right? So Annie came. Hang on. There's multitudes of levels, especially when it comes to Facebook. I've only discovered this recently. So Annie, who like broke up with a friend, I think that's what you would say. Like they kind of just stopped talking to each other. They didn't really break up.
Friendship divorce.
Yes, it was more. That was a ghosting, really, more than anything else. And
Ghosting, divorce.
So I imagine it first started with an unfollow. But there's this thing where you can do now where it's you're friends with someone, but you like restrict them from seeing anything. I'm like, what?
Restrict?
So it's just like you'll see their profile picture and a bit of stuff, and you're friends still. It's basically like you're not friends, but you are.
Gosh.
So,
oh!
so Annie finally unfriended, and I'm like, I can't believe it took so long. I was being like, I unfriended ages ago.
Because you can be a bit of a robot sometimes, man. You just like cut him off. She's a bit, you're ruthless. Yeah, no, see, Annie's got a little bit more compassion for people than you, mate.
The empathy scale just doesn't work with me.
No, that's not true. Yes, it does, just with the right people.
So back to answering the question, I think I actually prefer to get your full perspective on this.
Yeah. Okay. So I agree with you. I think we are not obliged to like or comment on our friends' posts. We are not. That is a truth. There's nothing in the law that says Sally Olver must like Jason Clare's posts daily.
Yeah, Corinthians 23.
It's not a law of any kind. So are we obliged? No, we're not. But I think you feel some kind of. So you're not. It's not like a
So can I ask you a
rule,
question?
but I can tend to feel obliged. Like I need to. Like I feel like I should really be. And then hey, side note, there are people that I love liking and commenting on. This is not everybody. For anyone that's listening, going, oh my gosh, did she like my? Did she pity like me?
I feel like our.
I can tell you.
I feel like our
listeners. No.
I think our friendship like ratio and comment ratio is definitely lopsided.
Yeah.
You definitely like and comment more than I do by.
Oh yeah.
A long way.
By landslide. Yep.
So yeah, I have nothing else to add on that.
No, I think we are not obliged to do that, but that is where you get into that social media mind trap where there's like you feel like there's an etiquette. There's a social media etiquette, and if someone's posted something, you just feel a bit rude having seen it. Seen and not respond.
Too many expectations.
Yeah, well, this is why, and this circles back to our first question: social media, good or bad?
Here's an example of stuff I would do. Like if I saw someone got married or something like that, like
a big event, milestone.
Like I was kind of close to, and was like, oh, I actually didn't get invited to that wedding, but I will still go. Congrats.
So you wouldn't even write out the full congratulations. You're just going to give them congrats. Abbreviated congratulations. Home of thumb.
Oh, just coming from the side. Like
if someone gave me a home of thumb for my wedding, that would be unfriend right there. I'd rather
no thumb.
Oh, no thumb. No thumb.
So
then
nothing.
you can just say I didn't see it. I don't want a yellow thumb for my wedding.
So do you keep tabs on who likes and doesn't like your post? Is that what you're saying?
I don't, but I think there would have been a time where I did have a score sheet. Jason?
Actually, no Nigel. Never.
Nil. No, I don't now, but I'm sure there was a time where that was important to me.
Wow. Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not
Sorry
as
for
ruthless as you, Jason.
not liking your food pictures in the past.
Yeah, can you like my porridge next time?
Mm,
Rude,
mm,
rude. Don't
mm.
Homer thumb it either. I don't want no yellow thumbs. Yeah, so no, we're not obligated, but you know what? I think I'm got a bit of a I'm an encourager by nature. Like I like to kind of cheer my mates on, so it's sort of in my nature to say
Mm.
something or
Yeah,
acknowledge. And that's me, but I think in the past I've projected that onto others.
yeah. My
Not
rule of
offended,
thumb. My rule of thumb is that uh, shouldn't expect anything of anyone.
mate. Do you know how happy one would be if there were no expectations of others? You would be the
Yeah,
happiest. That is the meaning of happiness right there. That's the
I
art
think,
of happiness.
but like I said, that idea is like I don't think like you shouldn't do anything for anyone if you have an expectation. Just like you shouldn't expect anyone to do anything for you. Like I don't. Uh, here's a flipping. It sounds harsh, like, but I don't think like I had this thing for a long time where this is like a total off topic discussion, but so for example, I don't expect anything from my parents. Just like I don't think they
Yeah,
should expect anything from me. But
yeah.
you just do things just because you do, right? Um, I don't. It's just weird. Like I think it's I find it to be a much better. I'm not saying I was always that way, but I think I find it to be a better equilibrium for me to think, oh, I'm just me. Like, and it's just whatever happens, happens. It's an easier way to live as a low expectation, and not expectation from a level of friendship. It's just like, well, we're friends. Like, nothing bad's happened, so I got nothing to worry about.
I don't believe that coming from you at all. I think that's a lovely speech, man. But I don't believe that of you at all.
Nah, you
I
should.
think I think you do have expectations on those around you.
No, I don't.
No, yes, because if you
Yeah.
didn't, you wouldn't be at a place in your life right now where you can look around you and go, in on your immediate sphere of influence, your intimates, you can't go, yep, solid, 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 solid. You wouldn't have that if you didn't have expectations on people, man. You've sifted through because
Mm,
you've got a standard. Well,
well, there's
how's a standard?
expectation, but there's caring about it, though. It's like, yeah, whatever.
Okay, Jason. You telling me you don't have expectations of stuff, and someone was to do something that offends you, and you're just going to be like, nah, whatever.
Yeah.
Nah. I think you say that now because you're at a place in your life where you're surrounded
Well,
by good people that you trust,
well,
and you
give me an
don't.
example. What's an example of something you reckon you'd be like, nah, I'm totally offended right now.
I'd have to think about that, but I
All
think
right.
I believe you're a man of standard. I believe you're a man. I think
I've
you're a
got
man of high
standard.
expectation.
I've got standards and expectate, but I don't expect anything from anyone. There's a different thing.
Oh yeah. But you expect
You know,
respect, right? Do you not?
I
Oh,
I think respect is earned, not you don't just give respect.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, good answer. No, I just expect it. I don't. I
You're lying. You're lying. You totally do.
don't. Yeah. So yeah, bit of conflicting thoughts there, Jay. I like that. I like it when we don't agree.
Let's see, A.
Yeah.
You are the worst person right now. You don't believe what I believe. Is that a weird thing to think?
Oh, that's terrible. It's terrible.
Mm.
Who wants to live in a world like that?
No, I don't. In the words of, I'm trying to think of a song quote, but I can't think of anything right now.
Are you tired?
Yeah, I'm really.
Big
Do you remember
Jay?
that singer? Do you remember that singer John Cicada? John, what's his name?
No.
I don't even know why I'm talking about that actually. I must be tired. What was his big song? John Cicada. Cicada?
Jakarta.
Oh, look, he got old.
Oh,
He
yeah?
looks like one of my uncles or something now. Have you got a computer in front of you?
I got my phone.
Yeah, can you search on your phone John Cicada?
How do I spell it?
John, Jon, weirdo. Secada. That is like a topic, by the way. Naming names.
Yes! John Cicada, hang on. Oh my gosh, he looks like our uncle! Oh, look at this guy. You ready?
Was he old when he got famous or something?
Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh yeah.
That's
John
a
Cicada.
young photo of him. How old is that guy? 57. He didn't age well at all. Black
All
does
right.
crack sometimes, I suppose.
Don't say that. We're heading towards the old 57.
All right, cool. Well, I think that's social media.
Yeah, that's your opinions to percolate on
and some other random facts.
Yeah, that was good. I don't know that we come any closer to is social media good or bad, but I'm really happy to leave it as an open-ended question. How about that?
Well, yes, let's do that.
Let our audience decide.
All I know is that I don't use it that much anymore, and I enjoy that.
Yeah, me too. Agreed.
Until next time, Sally.
Have a great week, champ. And go Tigers! Woo! See you, buddy.
See you, dude.
Bye.